Oh, I must have muted myself. What's going on, my brother? How you doing, man?
What's up, man?
I can't complain, man. TikTok, man, it's a wonderful place, man. I love it. You know, I just find it odd that a woman who's never dated an African American man is talking about coffee date as if wherever she came from, that's not what they do there. For some reason, it's not a standard there, and she can speak on it. In America, I don't know any other men who have a narrative that is thrown on top of them that they want to take women to coffee dates. I don't know a lot of black men that drink coffee, so it's just odd to hear a bunch of women who say they want to be in meaningful relationships and date black men who are great and amazing, but yet you can't figure out the reason why some of those men don't want to, probably date you. It's probably some issues that you're creating for yourself. Part of it is dialogue. Part of it is how you perceive them, all of them, because of the experiences that you had, or in some cases, like these other women, they haven't even had experiences with black men, but yet they're educated enough to say, guess what? Black men don't take black women out on dates. No, 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 no. Black men can't take me out on a date because they don't even court correctly. Wait a minute, you've never dated a black man. So which one is it? How can you define black men, all of us, off the experiences that you had with certain black men? We hear that often in our communities from our women. They'll be the first ones to say, dark-skinned women, they get this and get that. But listen, these same women, are you talking to dark-skinned men? When dark-skinned men come up to you, are you giving them the same plays you get a light-skinned guy or the brown-skinned guy or the caramel guy? I don't think so. But you don't call that out. You don't tell other women, hey, guess what, lady? You should give that guy a chance. He's a little bit dark, but give him a chance. But the accountability when it comes to women in our community seems to always fall at the feet of a failed man. Somewhere down the line, it's a man who wasn't there. We heard multiple people, not from our community, say no fathers. Who told you that the majority of black men are in their children's lives? I happen to be one of them. My daughter lives in my home. The majority of black men would probably have custody of their kids if they went to court and could prove that they had safe and suitable housing. They had a job. They could provide health care, do the same things that these women are doing. Thank you for doing it. You black women that are doing it. We wouldn't be here without the womb of these great black women. But unfortunately, there are some who open up their mouths on this platform who are not even black. They're not from this country, but yet they can speak on black men. I don't see white T men in those comments because white T men can't address what comes out of a black woman's mouth. Only black men can. Just like when a white T woman says something about white T men or what white T men aren't doing, black men don't go in the comments. That's not our conversation. So I just find it odd that our women in our community love to point out the fact that black men are talking in a space where black men should have a voice. It doesn't make sense. Y'all can't have y'all cake and eat it too. You don't get to correct black men in society, but you're above it. We go through the same experiences too. We don't get every woman we want either, but we're not complaining about it on the internet like the majority of these women are. Last time I checked, you don't ask black men, should I date this type of black man? Last time I checked, when black women are on this app talking negative about black men, I don't see you telling her, hey, talk about the black men you dated. Talk about the black men who failed you. Talk about your black father that didn't be in your life, because my dad was there. Why is it so toxic that black men can be great? Why is it that when a black man is everything other than what you think he is, he's an individual? But as soon as he's a disrespectful black man, not loving black man, non-supportive black man, not a father black man, he represents every black man in society. Now we can't be an individual no more, right? It's sad, man. Good luck to y'all black men, though.
Yeah, so I think the video that Shawty was, whatever she was saying, some of the stuff that she said was correct. I think there was a little bit of projecting, to be honest. But like I said before, I think generalizing based off of personal experience is a little crazy, especially if we're talking about something like dating. However, I won't ignore how much colorism can play into certain experiences that you have. And colorism experiences are not gender neutral. I mean, they're not gendered. Those are things that black men and black women experience. And I think oftentimes in the black community, we talk about the ways in which black women experience colorism, and we sweep under the rug how black men experience it. And I think that's for a number of reasons, because oftentimes when black men do talk about their experiences, they are, told, just suck it up, or the quote unquote, go to therapy. I do think that there's nothing wrong with a black man having certain standards, just like with a black woman. I don't think there's anything wrong with having certain standards. However, if your standards delve into anti-blackness and being xenophobic, then that's where I think people are going to have an issue. And I think oftentimes people act as if when they put their opinions out on social media and people have opinions on it, they act as if they're a victim now. It's like, no, if you said something stupid and people say, well, no, you said something stupid, that's not you being a victim. That's you simply getting the repercussions for saying something stupid. Now, is this the idea of black women having certain expectations? I think saying that you don't want to go on a coffee date, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with saying you don't want to go on a coffee date. I think the thing is, putting a price tag on your date, I think is a little facetious, and I think it's fickle, because it doesn't matter what you do on a date with a person that you truly like. If you truly like the person, the amount of money that they spend isn't really going to matter. However, I do think that if a man truly fucks with you, he's probably going to invest some of his income into you, especially if he's trying to court you. And I think narrowing down the bad experiences of black women to specifically black American men is a tad bit disingenuous, and also making it seem as if colorism is something that is specific to African American men, I think is a little disingenuous as well. Colorism is something that is experienced not only in America, it's experienced in the Caribbean and African countries as well. I think all in all, I think she spends way too much time on the internet. I think she has to touch grass and actually talk to people in real life. And I think the type of sentiment that Shawty has is a microcosm of a lot of black people internalizing white supremacist talking points. And that's not something that's just exclusive to, her. There's black men who espouse white supremacist talking points, which is why oftentimes shawties like her will go on rants like this, is because, I've dealt with all this vitriol from black men, so therefore I'm going to return the same white supremacy that they inflicted on me. It's like, that's not what you do. I think you need to take introspection and then unlearn certain things so you don't get on the internet and making rants about nonsense and spreading xenophobia.
Thank you, Chad.
Hello, Noble. I really didn't want to address this because personally, I think it's okay to have a preference. It will put her in a place where she, has a limited amount of men to choose from. But I respect her preference and everything that comes with that. So at the end of the day, I love everything that Chad said. I agree. But with the colorism issue, I personally have not ever dealt with that, but I understand that it exists. And she has a right to feel the way she feels. But when you go on this interwebs and internet and express your opinion, there's absolutely no way you can control how people respond. So she got what she put out. And I'm a firm believer in that. If you go on this, internet and you put information out, your opinion, you absolutely cannot determine how people respond to it. But I do respect her preference. That's what she chooses. But at the end of the day, she has to deal with the fallout behind it. And thank you all so much for the gifts. I truly appreciate it. And I turned 44. You can take me down.
I didn't, Like how you say you don't. Do you think? I mean, I'm sure there are black people that are conscious about their skin complexion for whatever reason, or for a number of different reasons. But I don't know. I don't think most black people are conscious of their skin complexion like that. I don't think most, like, you're light skin, I'm caramel, and thank you to all of you that told me what my skin complexion was today. Thank you for telling me that I was dark skinned. I didn't, you know, I've been alive 27 years and I just learned today that I was dark skinned. So, thank you for letting me know that, even though I'm not dark skinned. But I don't think whether you're light skinned, caramel, dark skin, I don't think people like really be walking around and feeling like other black people don't want to deal with them because of their skin complexion. Do you think that, Ms. Cass?
No, I don't, but I also believe that it's kind of a subconscious thing. I've had conversations with people that, only have a particular preference in color. I have a friend who will only date dark skinned men. I have friends that will only date lighter complected men. And at the end of the day, as I stated before, I respect your preference. But my question to them is, why is that your preference? And you don't have to give me that answer. But I believe that, that preference, may limit your capacity in choosing who you are able to connect with.
No, 100%. Are you doing okay out there?
I am. We still don't have power, but
Yeah.
hey, you know me. I'm Gen X, baby. We make it do what it do. Shout out to all the Gen Xers out there.
I'm gonna see you soon though.
Thank you again for the gifts. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you for having me on your platform. Short and brief. In regards to the particular young lady, what I found interesting is she started her video by saying that she does not date African American men. So to me, it seemed like she was trying to stir up some emotions and basically getting some rage views. And what I find particularly interesting, when you go through her profile, you see that she's a Nigerian American woman. And what we don't realize is that the role that white supremacy plays in a lot of this. And I'll break it down like this. People from the Caribbean, from Africa, from all around the world, before they experience Black Americans, they experience it through the media. So before even having a personal relationship with a Black person, they already have a preconceived notion of what a Black person is. So someone that has never dated an African American, but when you go on their profile and they're actively courting white men, can tell you the reason that they don't date African American men is because they don't believe in courtships. They don't believe in coffee dates. They want to take you on walks in the park. And if we're being frank, who's more likely to take somebody on a coffee date? Most brothers don't really drink coffee like that. Who's more likely to take you on a walk or a hike? It would be members of the white community. So the same community that she's courting, and those are their dating practices, but yet she's going to place it on African American men. A preference is, hey, I don't do coffee dates. Hey, that's fine. But by continually mentioning African American men, and we know the history, like I said, coming from Nigeria, coming from the Caribbean, on how before they even step foot on America, they have this preconceived notion on what a Black American is. That's the reason that she got some of the vitriol that she got. It isn't right. No one should be attacking anyone in regards to color. But just like the previous young lady says, we have a right to free speech in this country, but you do not have a right to how folks will respond. And unfortunately, the gentlemen that did respond responded with quote unquote some harsh things. I went and looked at the comments. I didn't see too much of it. I don't know if she deleted it. I don't know if it's just her looking for clout and putting things up in the air to stir up the emotions of a lot of sisters by mentioning colorism, because that's the automatic throwing up the flag up there to have the Avengers gather around. But folks, we just need to treat each other with more kindness, and especially if you haven't had a personal experience, let's not throw the blanket statement on each other, because at the end of the day, we're all in this together. And if something happens to you before someone knows that you're Nigerian, they're gonna just see a black person, and I guarantee you, she's gonna want protection, and it's not gonna be a Nigerian that comes to help her. It's gonna be an African American man, just because of her proximity to African American men. Once again, thank you for allowing me on your platform.
Thank you, Andre. I appreciate you, brother. You have a good night.
Hello. Okay, so I'm going to keep this super brief. I personally had a video that I posted, I think like the other week, that went viral. And I was also receiving a lot of comments from African American men over me briefly making a comment about 50-50 in our generation. And I mean, I agree with her. I think that, bar dates or coffee dates or a walk in the park as a first date is super low effort. I personally never been asked on it. But I just feel like if she were to take a step back, like if you go through the comments, it's like really easy to identify that a lot of these inflammatory comments are just from children. And I really think that it's not really like a reflection of African American men, because I've had like amazing experiences with them. I've been on amazing trips, had amazing connections with African American men, African men, white men. So I just think that I really hate like the message that's getting put out to the youth, and especially like dark-skinned women. And I feel like sometimes like if younger girls are looking at this, like they may already feel defeated and not being, just not giving them that opportunity to like, log off the internet and really see like dating for dark-skinned women can also be amazing. You can have a great experience just as white women. You just need to log off the internet. It's just a lot of people like behind troll pages that are making comments just to rage bait. So that's just all I have to say.
No, definitely rage bait. It's unfortunate though that, some people, both men and women, black men and black women, are, such losers that, they don't have anything else going on in their life, and, they just go on the internet and just rage bait. And, I don't even think a lot of them are intelligent enough to like, foresee what the effect their rage bait is going to have on them personally, especially like, going forward in life. This woman, she made a video talking specifically about Black American men. She shouldn't ever think that, and she can say whatever she wants to say. She may have meant it, she may have not meant it. But she should not expect to like, be pursued for romantic interest by Black American men. And she shouldn't even be expected. She shouldn't even, think that she'll be respected, by Black American men. And, people on the internet are very crazy, Dr. Angie. There's some crazy, unhinged, both men and women in this world. Mm-hmm. So, and a lot of people, this internet stuff, this stuff goes everywhere. Especially when I started getting on here, when people share your stuff, they can share it on WhatsApp, they can share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. This stuff travels like very far, and a lot of different people see it. So, you say certain things and do certain things on the internet, you're going to like, have to take proper precautions in your real life, because you might take the wrong person off, and now it's going to be very dangerous for you,
No, I definitely agree. And I feel like just to respond to the comments, like, I don't think you guys understand what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these comments aren't even from like eligible men that she would even be interested in. Like, these are children.
Yeah.
So like, she's technically responding to like I don't know, like 15-year-olds. Like they were never an option. So that's why I'm saying I feel like it's so important as like a Black woman. They're always trying to make us look like angry Black women. So just like being very cognizant of what you're responding to. All right, I'm done. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.